Welcome to the Valdez Family Homestead, and thank you so much for joining me here today on our tiny homestead. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as those notification bells so you can stay up to date with our content that we're bringing to you on a weekly basis, sometimes even more. So today I wanted to give you an update on our chicken coop 2.0. We are getting so close to getting this thing finished. It's getting exciting. It's come together so nicely. Right now, what I'm doing is taking some board and batten, and I am basically just prettying it up. So this is unnecessary, but we've put so much dedication and hard work into this chicken coop that making it pretty is just part of the process. It doesn't need to be done, but all the work that's gone into this thing, the chickens deserve something pretty. No, but yeah, I just wanted to give you an update on what is going on with that thing. So let me get a few more of these board and battens cut to size, and then I will take you out there to take a look at it. I have given you guys several updates through the YouTube shorts. If you watch those, I know sometimes we can get lost in those shorts. There is so many informational shorts out there that they're useful, especially if you're just watching homestead videos, as I've been doing lately. That's all that pops up in the feed. So you see stuff about chickens and people's ways, different things that can be useful on your homestead. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this video. Okay, so I've got you guys out here with me. We're about to take a look at the chicken coop 2.0. Apollo wants to say hi. He's over here. Good morning, Apollo. Good morning, Apollo. Say good morning, Apollo. All right, so this is what we got here behind me. This is chicken coop 2.0 tour. What I'm working on right now is the board and batten. And so basically what the board and batten is just to beautify the chicken coop, right girls? Because y'all need a beautiful coop, don't y'all? Yeah, y'all know y'all like it. So when I'm working on this every day, they are checking it out. Like, they know this is going to be their new home. But anyways, back to the video. So this is the board and batten. Like I said, it's just to make it pretty. You can see right there, I've already completed this side. This is their door right here where they're gonna be coming out of the coop. I'm thinking about putting an automatic door. At the moment, I'm probably just gonna use, I saved the cutout here, so I'll make them a door with that for now. And then we'll probably move over to the automatic door, so we don't have to be worried about letting them out in the morning. It'll just automatically, when it hits a certain time, we'll let them out. Let me know in the comments if you guys have the automatic doors, the automatic chicken coops, and how they work for you. I'd love to know. I'm curious about those. I see mixed reviews on those. Like, sometimes they're good, sometimes they don't function correctly. So yeah. Well, here is the back of the coop. Let me give you guys a better view. And then here is just a little a cutout door for ventilation. We're gonna have the hardware cloth, so there's really not gonna be access. It's just for the summer to have that ventilation, that cross ventilation for the chickens. So there's that part. And then coming around here, there's the side of the roof. So we went with, as you can see, we went with the metal tin roofing. So it just saves on costs, so you don't have to buy shingles, and you don't have to put more wood under that before applying your shingles, of course. And so it's just it's more cost efficient to do a metal roof. Of course, that all depends on your preference for your chickens. And so here's the nesting boxes. This is the side I'm working on right now for the board and batten, and I'm also working on the front. So I already got all those cuts done, and this one will have 3 nesting boxes. They're good sized nesting boxes though, so they'll have plenty of room in here. If you guys already know about chickens, if you have chickens, you know they tend to migrate to one box. I don't know why. It's a chicken thing, I guess. They love to use the same box that another chicken will basically call their home to lay their eggs. So I got a lot of work up here to do. We're gonna have to add probably some more of that hardware cloth up here for predators, because anything can come in through here. Snake, raccoons, it's a pretty good gap there, so we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do with that. And then moving on to the inside, this is a pretty good sized coop. It's about 6.7 by 8 roughly in dimensions, and this one is made more for to basically bring the heat up and ventilate in here for the chickens. That's why it has that tall roof, and then it's going to be all open here on the sides. Not too worried about like winters or anything like that. It doesn't get super cold here, and I made sure the chickens that I got are hardy birds, so they do great in the summer with those heats that we tend to get here in Texas. It can get very hot, so this chicken coop's perfect for that. And in the winter, it doesn't tend to get very cold here in the winter. Through the winter months all the way through Christmas and past Christmas, it stays fairly warm. We'll sometimes get those freezes here, but it's not too often. When we do get the freezes, if you haven't checked out that video, it tends to be more towards springtime when you're unexpecting it, and that's what killed our crops over there, but that's a whole different story. I wanted to give you guys an update as well. I just went and got one of those kiddie pools for the chickens, and they love that compared to the hole. So I had initially dug out a hole for them, so kind of a pit to where they could have their dust bath, and I filled that up. They did really well with that, but the trouble I had here is we've been getting a lot of rain, and so that rain, even though I have their chicken run covered, was getting into the run and affecting that for them. I wanted them to have a dust bath that I wasn't gonna have to change out on a weekly or a monthly basis. So I went and picked up that kiddie pool there. It's a good size, and let me tell you, they hang out there probably most of the day. If they're not out roaming around, they're in that dust bath and they're loving it. So there is another idea if you want to do a dust bath for them. If you're not going to build it, or if you don't want to purchase something too expensive, I know a lot of people will use those water troughs that you can pick up at like Tractor Supply or a feed store, but those tend to get a little pricey. The cheapest one I could find at Tractor Supply was like $100, and this pool was $8. So sometimes on the homestead you got to save money. Plus these girls, you know, they're messy, they're pooping everywhere and stuff, so they didn't need anything too fancy. But when the coop gets finished, we're getting pretty close. I estimated 2 more weeks, and that was just about almost a week ago. And so I think we're on track to finish it within those 2 weeks that I told you. And plus we have our well bars upstairs that need to be transitioned into this Coop 1.0 here, because I don't want to put them together, of course. And so I'm gonna get them in this Coop 1.0 here, get these girls in Coop 2.0 behind me. So I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible. We also don't want to have any screw ups, so we're being careful and making sure that we're doing everything correctly so you don't have to go back. But as you can see, if you're new to my channel, they're moving from this tiny thing right here, which it's still pretty good size for the amount of chickens, 5 chickens. If you want to go check out the review I did on this one, that is on the channel as well. It's one of the first videos I did on the channel, actually. So they're moving from this to that. So they're moving on up, if you want to say that. But once I get these guys together with my well bars, my well bars are going on 3 weeks now. So they have about 3 more weeks, maybe a little more than that, to get fully transitioned when they have all their feathers. Normally around 6 weeks is when they'll be fully feathered out and you can move them out here. And of course, we're getting closer to summer. And I mean, even in springtime here in Texas, it's fairly hot. So, and another thing I'm gonna do is make a tiny run right there, and I'm gonna put the hardware cloth all on the bottom so they can roam the bottom. But I'm going to make a tiny run that goes from the coop door into this run right here. So when we're not here and we can't be watching over them to free range, we want them to be protected from predators, because we've had tons of hawks here in the background, and I think they've already spotted the chickens and they're just waiting for that right moment. So we got to keep an eye on these guys, keep them safe. We don't want anything to happen to them. They're part of the family, but they're workers that are part of this family. So I already told them that it's 5 eggs per day per chicken for rent for this new home over here. Just playing. I know that sometimes they're not going to give eggs. It's just a joke, guys. I'm not trying to make my chickens do more than what they can. But yeah, we're super excited. This is, of course, the first time we've done a project this big, and it's super exciting. And let me tell you, the journey is fun when you're building stuff like this, and seeing it come together makes it even better. Of course, sometimes you can have some setbacks. Don't let that get you down. Just pick up where you messed up, fix the mistake, and go back at it. But today I'm bringing you a Wednesday video. I normally don't do this, but I was up fairly early today, really early, and I was like, I want to give everyone on the channel an update on Chicken Coop 2.0. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this short but sweet video on the chicken coop, and cannot wait to share it with you when it's fully finished and it's painted and we've got the doors on there. But that video is in the very near future, as you can see. Thank you guys a ton for joining me here today on the homestead. Please do not forget, on the way out, like the video, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button. We love seeing new subscribers every day, and I love the support that you guys have given me each and every day on all these videos, and I'm glad you're enjoying them. But until the next one, see you guys later.